the seventh day of the first lunar month, the birth of humanity. The seventh day of the first lunar month is known in China as the birthday of humanity. According to Daoist tradition, this day originates from the legend of Nüwa, creating humans. It is an important festival in Chinese culture. Today I will tell you the story of Nüwa's creation of mankind. At the dawn of time, the universe was in chaos, formless, boundless, and without order. Beyond the ninefold abyss, the only source of light was the divine radiance of celestial beings drifting through the void. In the depths of eternity, a towering figure stood still, her gaze reflecting the birth of stars and galaxies. She was Nüwa, the embodiment of the will of heaven, the mother of all beings. Nüwa ascended to the summit of Kunlun Mountain and retrieved a 5-colored divine stone. This sacred stone was a treasure she had nurtured from the primordial chaos, infused with the very essence of the universe's creation. Its surface shimmered with iridescent light, carrying infinite power and mystery. As she gazed upon the stone, a profound sense of purpose surged within her heart. She cast the divine stone into the sky. In an instant, it shattered into countless luminous fragments, cascading down to the earth like falling stars. Where the fragments landed, they transformed into mountains, rivers, and lush forests. Towering peaks rose from the ground, majestic rivers flowed endlessly, and dense greenery blanketed the land. The world was now teeming with life and energy. Yet, something was still missing. Standing atop Kunlun Mountain, Nüwa surveyed this newborn realm, but an emptiness lingered in her heart. The mountains stood tall, yet they were silent. The rivers surged forward, yet they lacked song. The forest flourished, yet they had no soul. She whispered softly, "This world is beautiful, but it lacks beings of wisdom. Why not create a race of living creatures and grant them intellect and emotion?" At that moment, a gentle breeze swept past, carrying distant murmurs from the cosmos. Nüwa closed her eyes, attuning herself to the rhythm of the universe. Suddenly, enlightenment struck her like a flash of divine insight. If I could use the divine stone to shape the mountains and rivers, why not use the earth itself to mold living beings and grant them souls? Thus, she stepped into the river of fate, seeking the primordial clay of creation. At the peak of Kunlun's ethereal realm, she pressed her palm into the land, forming a celestial lake. From the depths of the great void, she gathered sacred clay, blending it with the essence of the 5 elements within the divine spring. With delicate fingers, she sculpted the first human figure. However, a mere body of clay was not enough to carry the weight of destiny. Nüwa gazed at the celestial vault and tore through the fabric of the void, drawing forth the 9-fold flames of chaos, a fire not of the mortal realm, but one that burned through time itself, illuminating the course of fate. She exhaled gently, and the divine flames sank into the clay figure. In that instant, radiant light burst forth. The clay figure trembled as a soul awakened within it. Slowly, the first human opened their eyes. It was the dawn of life, the ignition of fate. From that moment, the race of humanity was born, destined to illuminate the world and embark on its legendary journey through history. The creation of humanity by Nüwa. The vast land remained silent, desolate, and barren. Nüwa stood atop the 9 heavens, gazing down at the world. Though she had sculpted the first of the human race, their numbers were few, insignificant against the boundless wilderness of the primordial realm. She realized that with only her hands, she could not create enough beings to fill this vast and empty land. Thus, she traveled to the divine realm of Kunlun, where heaven and earth converged, and plucked an ancient, ever-existing divine vine. This vine, born from chaos at the dawn of the cosmos, reached beyond the heavens and into the depths of the earth, containing within it the essence of creation and the power to shape all things. With a gentle stroke of her fingers, the vine radiated countless golden lights, pulsing like the heartbeat of the stars. Lowering her gaze, she chanted an ancient divine incantation, invoking the power of the vine's connection to the cosmos, bringing forth the forces of creation upon the land. She dipped the divine vine into the yellow river, whose waters were imbued with the essence of heaven and earth, carrying the harmony of the 5 elements and the laws of existence. With a graceful motion, she scattered droplets from the vine across the barren world. Each droplet, like a falling star, shimmered with mysterious golden light as it merged into the mountains, rivers and plains. In an instant, the earth trembled, the skies echoed, and countless life forms began to take shape from the water's essence. Their skin shimmered with the radiance of the heavens, and their eyes reflected the brilliance of the sun and moon. Unlike the firstborn Lingzhu spirit clan, who were crafted with meticulous precision, these new beings were raw and untamed, yet they bore the mark of the soul. Some emerged from towering mountains, others from the vast plains, and some rose from the flowing rivers. Their eyes shone with a thirst for knowledge, for experience. Unlike the Lingzhus, who were born with innate wisdom, these new beings had to learn through trials, to struggle against nature, to comprehend the world through wind, rain, thunder and fire. They were not perfect, but they had something greater, the ability to evolve, to grow, to shape their own destiny. Nüwa watched as these new beings formed tribes, ran through the valleys, drank from the rivers, and knelt beneath the stars, offering reverence to the heavens. She sighed softly, knowing that she was merely a guide, not a ruler. These souls of creation would now walk their own path, forging their own legends. Thus, life spread like an unstoppable tide. The first great races were born, and the world was no longer empty. The awakening of darkness. However, with the birth of humanity, the balance of the universe was forever disrupted. Where there is light, there must be shadow. As creation flourished, so too did the remnants of chaos. Long buried within the depths of the void, the foul and rejected essences, cast aside by the way of heaven, began to coalesce in the abyss, forming monstrous entities, beings of pure darkness, devoid of names, devoid of emotions, driven only by hunger and destruction. From the depths of the nether abyss, they stirred, drawn to the radiant souls of mankind. Like beasts lured by the scent of blood, they surged forward, hungry for the essence of the living, ready to consume the light that Nüwa had bestowed upon the world. Standing atop Kunlun's divine peak, Nüwa beheld the impending catastrophe. Shadows slithered from the abyss, their black tendrils corrupting the land, their presence suffocating the heavens. The skies darkened as the monstrous tide emerged, their grotesque forms consuming the firstborn humans, devouring their spirits, twisting light into darkness. The balance of creation teetered on the edge of collapse. Fury ignited within Nüwa's soul. With eyes ablaze like twin suns, she summoned the celestial forces. From her palms, she forged the 5-colored divine stones, infused with the very essence of creation itself. With a sweep of her hand, the stones descended like falling stars, transforming into pillars of divine fire that sealed the abyssal gates. Yet the demonic forces were overwhelming. Even as she rained down celestial flames, the cost was great. The battle drained her divine essence, her power waning with each strike. She knew that she could not protect humanity forever. The final sacrifice, realizing the limits of her strength, Nüwa made her final decision. She would no longer merely create, she would become eternal. She gazed upon her creations, fragile yet resilient, mortal yet infinite in potential. She closed her eyes, her divine form beginning to dissolve into light, her soul merged with the heavens, her body scattered into the cosmos, her spirit becoming one with the sun, the moon, and the stars. At the moment of her passing, her voice echoed through the heavens, reverberating across the world. My children, may you rise with unyielding will, protect this world, and carry forth my legacy. As her final words faded, humanity awakened. They had lost their divine creator, but they had gained their own strength. They began to cultivate, to master the elements, to build civilizations, no longer just creations. They became the true heirs of the world, shaping their own fate. Nüwa's name was forever etched into legend, worshipped as the creator of humanity. Every year, grand ceremonies were held in her honor, offering gratitude to the goddess who had given them life and sacrificed her own divinity for their future. And so humanity's era began, their destiny forever intertwined with the legacy of the goddess who had become the very essence of their world. The awakening of Qingli, the legacy of Nüwa. However, the demons had not been completely eradicated. They lurked in the shadows, waiting for the opportune moment to rise again. Among humanity, there were those who, driven by greed and desire, fell into the path of darkness, colluding with the demons in an attempt to overthrow the world that Nüwa had created. 1,000 years passed, and the world had changed. The deities had retreated into seclusion, while the mortal realm flourished. Yet, beneath the surface, unseen currents stirred. The ancient seal that had imprisoned the nightmare demon for millennia had begun to weaken, and sinister energies seeped into the world, waiting for the moment to consume all. Beneath Kunlun Mountain, a bolt of lightning tore through the sky, shattering an ancient rock face. From the fractured stone, a radiant 5-colored divine gem tumbled to the ground, glowing faintly in the dust. At that moment, a young girl named Qingli was gathering herbs in the forest. Drawn by the light, she reached out, and the instant her fingers touched the gem, a surge of blinding energy erupted from within, surging through her veins like divine fire. In that moment, the heavens seemed to invert, and her soul was pulled into a vast cosmic void. An ancient and solemn voice echoed in her ears. The millennia-old seal is breaking. The chosen one of destiny, you must inherit Nüwa's will and rekindle the divine fire. Before her eyes, she saw a shattered celestial temple, the flickering 9-flame divine lamp, and beyond the veil of time, the primordial mother goddess reaching out her hand. Qingli's eyes snapped open, and within them burned the reflection of divine flames. A surge of unfamiliar yet overwhelming power coursed through her blood. She could hear the whispers of the wind, feel the pulse of the earth, and even sense the growing unrest of darkness in the distant corners of the world. She was no longer an ordinary girl. She was Nüwa's chosen guardian, the heir to the divine fire. At that very moment, the sky trembled as an ominous fissure began to spread across the horizon. The ancient seal, dormant for 1,000 years, was unraveling. From within the abyss, a chilling whisper seeped into the air, an eerie incantation from the nightmare demon. A tide of dark energy surged forth, corroding the land. Qingli's heart pounded. The legend of Nüwa's battle to seal the nightmare demon echoed in her mind. Now she understood. The power awakening within her was the divine fire Nüwa had left behind when she sealed the darkness. But she was still too weak, far from capable of facing the catastrophe alone. Clutching the shard of the divine gem, her gaze hardened with determination. Her destiny had been set in motion. She must embark on a journey to recover the 9-flame divine lamp, restore the seal, and prevent the nightmare demon's return. Thus began the legend of Qingli. 1,000 years ago, Nüwa used the 9-flame divine lamp to imprison the nightmare demon, sealing it beneath the celestial rift. However, the seal was weakening, and the demons were stirring once more. Only by gathering the 5-colored divine stones and rekindling the 9-flame divine lamp could the world be saved from impending destruction. Qingli, the girl chosen by fate, bore the sacred duty of continuing the divine will. She traversed the vast lands of the 9 provinces and the 4 wildernesses, overcoming countless trials to recover the fragments of the 5-colored divine stone. These stones, infused with the primordial forces of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, were the very essence of creation. Through blood and sacrifice, she fused the fragments into a single divine relic, the celestial wall, a mirror that reflected the balance of the universe. Yet her true trial had yet to begin. The 9-flame divine lamp remained lost, hidden in the depths of the abyssal chasm, where the boundaries of reality were weakest. It was a place of primordial disorder, where time and space twisted into nightmares. Guided by divine prophecy, Qingli ventured into the abyssal chasm, where the air reeked of decay, and shadows slithered like living specters. The nightmare demon's presence had already tainted the realm, its essence corroding the dimensional rifts. The entire abyss trembled like a slumbering behemoth, waiting to devour any intruder. Qingli's destiny. The awakening of the 9-flame divine lantern. Qingli stepped cautiously into the abyssal chasm, where black mist churned ominously, and countless demons lurked in the shadows, watching her every move. She gripped her divine sword, Lingyu, tightly. Embedded within its blade, the 5-colored divine stone radiated a brilliant glow, illuminating the path ahead. At the heart of the abyss stood the 9-flame divine lantern, silent and lifeless. Once a beacon of celestial power, its flames had long since been extinguished, leaving only a faint and fading essence, fragile, as if it could vanish at any moment. Just as Qingli reached out to touch it, a sudden surge of destructive energy erupted from the darkness. A monstrous figure emerged, Yuanmo, the embodiment of primordial chaos. Its colossal form loomed like a sky-obscuring shadow, and its abyssal eyes, as deep as an endless void, seemed capable of devouring all existence. Foolish mortal, do you dare defy fate? Yuanmo's voice was a chilling whisper of eternal ice, cutting straight to the soul. Qingli clenched her jaw. In an instant, Lingyu ignited with radiant multicolored divine light, slicing through the suffocating darkness. But Yuanmo's power was overwhelming. With a mere swipe of its claw, it sent her staggering backward, its mouth spewing torrents of hellish flames, threatening to consume the world itself. She knew she could not defeat Yuanmo alone. Only by reigniting the 9-flame divine lantern could she banish this ancient evil forever. Summoning her remaining strength, Qingli pressed her palms together, whispering the sacred decree of Nüwa. The light of the 5-colored divine stone surged forth, converging into a stream of blazing divine energy, flowing into the extinguished lantern. In that instant, the dormant lantern burst into life. 9 flames roared skyward, coiling like celestial dragons, shaking the very fabric of existence. Divine fire surged across the abyss, dispersing the darkness and engulfing Yuanmo, in an inescapable inferno. "This is impossible," Yuenmo howled in agony, its monstrous form twisting and writhing within the divine flames. The very essence of evil burned away, unable to withstand the purifying power of the celestial fire. The lantern's sacred radiance illuminated the entire realm, setting the long-slumbering abyss ablaze with light. From the brilliance, a phantasmal figure emerged, Nüwa, the primordial goddess herself. "Qingli, you have fulfilled your destiny." Her voice, gentle yet absolute, echoed across time. Raising her hand, she merged with the nine-flame divine lantern, her essence dissolving into pure celestial fire. The sacred flames intertwined, forming an unbreakable divine seal, forever imprisoning Yuenmo. Darkness writhed and screamed, but it was too late. The world, once ravaged by corruption, was cleansed in an overwhelming surge of divine energy. The land healed, rivers flowed once more, and the eternal night lifted, replaced by boundless light. Kneeling before the lantern, Qingli gazed at its radiant glow, tears shimmering in her eyes. She had dedicated her very existence to this battle, standing against the darkness until the very end. Now, peace had returned. Her mission was complete. She exhaled slowly, her divine power reaching its limit. Yet, she smiled, a final, resolute smile. At that moment, Qingli ceased to be a mere deity. Instead, she became the world itself, the wind, the rain, the unseen force that protected all living beings. Her soul dispersed into the very fabric of existence, eternally watching over the land she had saved. High above, the nine-flame divine lantern continued to burn, its celestial glow illuminating the heavens, a timeless testament to a newborn Nüwa who sacrificed everything to protect the world.